Hello and welcome everybody to the second showcase of this week. We have for you today Imladris and Lorien. We're using the same format as we did before because we're pre-recording these videos, so if you guys hated them, rip me. But anyways, joined by Han, as with the last one. Just a small public service announcement. We mentioned in the last one how we wanted to do Iron Hills versus Eored Lewin. That has changed. We're instead going to do Angmar versus Iron Hills. So that'll be the third showcase, which will go up this Friday. So you guys can look forward to that. As long as something doesn't go horribly wrong, and basically we don't have time to record it, which is always a possibility. But anyways, yeah, let's get this thing started.
Yep, let's do this.
This is the Elven Civil War, the Kinslaying V2.
Kinslaying.
The focus of the video is Imladris, but Lorien has some cool stuff too. So I didn't really. Hopefully they remember the procedure to put beacons down because I didn't really mention it. But we were pretty we were pretty on top of making sure that we saw it in time. And here's the other thing about this video. This is another new map that's been made by Tiberium leaders exclusively for the Strategy and Tactics Submod. This is called Mirkwood River, and it's meant to represent the Black River that Thorin's company kind of gets wallows in a little bit. Now, I mean, it's got two bridges, but it is what it is.
Well, two bridges and there's a crossing in the middle too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't have multiple crossing points, then the map would be broken as fuck, because you could just, like, put a bunch of towers by the one crossing. So, if you want any harassment to happen, you need to be able to go around.
And there's also spiders everywhere, just like you expect in Mirkwood.
But it's quite a small map. It's got two outposts. Basically, it's a perfectly balanced map, as all things should be.
Perfectly.
But yeah, it's got the same number of settlements and outposts for each player. One outpost on each side, and I think 7 settlement plots on each side for each player. So it's a good map for it. Actually can result in some really dynamic gameplay, and it's got these big spider boys up here too, which are pretty cool.
Okay, so I mean, I don't think we've ever shown them off, but let's look at the new Gildor.
Well, I mean, I was going to mention Aerostor first.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I don't know.
Really, either one. But basically, Aerostor has been taken out of the Citadel, and he's now an actual hero. And you start with him, just like you do on the Citadel, and you start with the same power that you do on the Citadel, so that's completely unchanged. Oh, bit of a freeze there. You're okay, though. But yeah, you start with him, and you start with the same power. We made it so that it's not quite as much, but it lasts for a longer period of time, so you don't have to microwave quite as much. It's kind of a pain in the butt to have to go back to your base like literally every minute to put this back on a building. So we changed that a bit, but we'll show you more of his abilities as he levels up. He's tied to the library now, and more on that later.
More on that later.
Where is Gildor?
He's fighting the spider layer at the bottom.
At the bottom. Alright, so we've changed him pretty drastically. He has a sword and bow swap, and don't mind the invisible sword. He'll have a sword when we get him out to you. But in addition, we've also given him, well, we haven't changed his scouting ability, basically Farsight. And we've basically made the rest of his abilities slightly better. I guess I'll just go over them now, because he's just a scout hero, so I don't want to have time later. So Gildor's song, I think we pretty much just made it work, because it doesn't work in a Dane vanilla.
We added the numbers for it, and it also gives invulnerability in the last 10 seconds after the song.
Yes, for Gildor. So basically, when you use it, he's not just a sitting duck while he sings. He's actually It's good for situations where you're trying to run away as well, and you're being chased. You can just pop that and didn't get reinforcements to come help him, if you really care that much about saving your scout hero. And then coup de grace, again, pretty much just the same thing, just a good damage, good single target damage ability. And unseen scout, which is, I think that's a new one, isn't it? We replaced his old one with that. Yeah,
he used to have cloak, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it didn't really work that great, or, I mean, it was just basically another cloak if it did. So we basically gave him Windwalk from Thranduil. So it's actually a pretty useful spell. He's an excellent scout now. And the sword bow swap makes a huge difference in his combat effectiveness. All those abilities just get better at level 10, same as they do on vanilla Gildor. So, Rumel and Orphan, quick small note about that. You don't build one of them and they both come out anymore. Now you just build both of them. They have their own hero bars. They're still, I think they still use the linking system where they share experience. But it's just...
I know they buff each other if they're on the map. I don't know if they share experience anymore. I mean, they share experience like any other hero.
They reveal hidden enemy and grant each other 50% arm and 50% experience gain. Yeah, so they share experience, essentially. That's what that effect essentially does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the reason we split them is so if you lose like the sword version and you just want to keep the bow version, you know, sorry, if you lose the bow version and the sword version and you just want to get the bow version, you can just get the bow version if you want. It is obviously better to have them both on the map at the same time. Yeah, there's a lot of creeping going on. Sawman is torturing this troll up here, like only Imladris can do.
We did change the Imladris Swordsman's first ability a bit. The arrow
Stand fast. Yeah, we had their biggest weakness was arrow resistance, so we gave Imladris the melee unit some help with that. You'll see it on the pikes again later too, but basically stand fast gives them 30% more armor against arrows, in addition to its other effects. So nice simple change. Another thing as well, which you'll probably see soon enough, but you can get Rivendell archers from a level 1 barracks now, so that helps against archers too, against enemy archers. Because they're pretty damn hilariously weak to archers, right, at Ain Vanilla. Sawman's killing some big boy spiders.
Well, that spider is having some issues. What's going on over there? What was he doing?
I think I missed
like
that.
Moonwalking.
Oh yeah, there goes that one too. I caught that one on the right.
Like, what is he doing?
he's fucking. It's Thriller now.
Like, seriously, I've never seen that.
That was pretty funny.
Attacking.
That was pretty damn funny. Yeah, those spiders can trample people, but they're not quite as dangerous as wargs because they don't have a knockback on their attacks. So, which I believe,
they don't knock back.
Well, both sides have been effectively cleared of creeps at this point.
We should probably go over the big Imladris.
You cut out the big Imladris what?
The big Imladris change.
Oh yeah, the extra build plot. We changed it up so that Imladris has 8 build plots, and the only entrance to their walls is the stairs in the back. So that makes them, it makes their walls actually inherently a lot more defensible, because even if the enemy gets in the gate, if you can hold this single entry point and the enemy has no ladders, the walls are actually safe for you to put archers on. So defensively, it'll be a nice boon, and obviously an extra build plot is always nice too. So, and it looks pretty good.
We found that Imladris was kind of struggling to get all their buildings in their base. Like,
yeah. And we didn't want to give them the round 9 build plot plan, so
yeah.
We made a custom one.
Yeah, we found that with 7 build plots, it's kind of hard to get like a barracks and a stables and an economy all at the same time.
Yes.
So this extra, I also don't see.
You cut out quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It also has, it also what?
It also has its own siege works, so like, you know.
Yeah.
Like
barracks, siege works, stables, library, 2 economy buildings. They needed another build plot, as far as we're concerned. So we came up with the custom rectangular system, which we think actually looks pretty good for elves, because, you know, there's these nice pretty aisles that you could walk on, and there's statues and everything, so it looks symmetrical, and I think it suits Imladris. But anyways, we got a battle happening. Sawman looks like he's already got heavy armor. That's a quick heavy armor rush, so something Imladris is known for. Oh, Eored's singing. He's doing the singy sing. Oh, and here's the new power for Lorien. Their fog is actually a heal now. It heals units even while they're in combat. The Elven Mist. And you can see here the Lorien archers coming into play, doing pretty well even against upgraded Imladris boys. But obviously that's definitely a win for Imladris. I mean, 3 elite units versus two basic archers and 2 basic swords. It's obvious who's going to win. But once Tiber recoups, he'll probably come back and give him a better fight. Sawman's going to take that settlement. No troubles there. No, and Eristor has unlocked a couple more abilities. Here we go. So emergency harvest, it's just like Denethor / Malbeth. You can immediately get some resources from the building. Patrol sentry is basically just put some guards on a building for 45 seconds. Assemble the Noldor. It's a nice production boost for when you need to replace an army that you've just taken losses for. And level 10 is the important one. Knowledge of Valinor. This is how you now upgrade your buildings as Imladris. We didn't like how it was tied to the library before, and we've also removed the lore masters entirely from the game. Well, not entirely.
Not entirely.
Yeah,
more on that.
entirely as a recruitable unit from the game. So what we did basically is we changed it so the lore master upgrades are now tied to Eristor, and if you get architects, they can upgrade buildings, but the main person who upgrades your buildings for you now is Eristor. You use his ability on a barracks to level it up. So getting him level 10 as quickly as possible is very important. Or at least leveling up the library quickly, because these guys can level up buildings for you too. And also give it more armor, which is cool. Tiber's come back. Yeah. Oh, Tiber's got the Beornings and Grimbjorn. Damn. This is Beorning Hunt. There it is. We changed it so you don't have to toggle the resources on, as far as I know. You just it just always generates money, and you can always get Beornings because the toggle
like BFME 2 vanilla.
Yeah.
The building levels up naturally.
Yes.
Resource generation and you producing units.
Yep. And Beornings are pretty good in bear form. They're basically Lothlorien's only proper cavalry at this point. They're really more of a monster unit than cavalry, but. And then in human form, they're kind of like a lone wolf unit. And
Grimbjorn's had some changes too, yeah.
Grimbjorn had a little trouble there. He took some damage, but yeah, those archers hanging out on the bridge, doing what they do. That's something Imladris wants to run away from. Oh, and Sawman making use of the very thing that I was talking about, with the wall whales being kind of powerful. Getting a single unit, literally just the banner carrier out, and now you can just put him by a wall whale and replenish him.
Well, I mean, he is a banner carrier, so I mean, he can just regen without the...
That's true, but if you need him back urgently, just stick him by a wall whale, or if he wasn't a banner carrier. So, pretty powerful feature. We're still a little divided on whether or not we're keeping them, but we're in a testing phase at the moment. Sawman claiming his outpost. Tiber looking like he's fixing to claim his. It's been a very even match so far. Neither can really push across in strength, and neither faction is particularly amazing at harassment. You can send single Lorien warriors if you want, using their speed boost, and they're decent at harassment, but the amount of distance between the base and the settlements on this map is actually fairly small. So there's a good chance that you wouldn't be able to do it effectively. So Sawman's probably just holding back, Tiber's probably just holding back and preferring to keep his forces alive. Not really much to talk about on Tiber's side right now. Just going for a Mirkwood outpost, which is currently unchanged. So look at Sawman. Sawman's got the Linden Tower. It remains on Imladris, like we said in the video on Monday.
There's the Linden Tower. There we go.
And it's just straight up. It's just the Linden Tower. We're not changing it for Imladris. So. Oh, here comes Elrond. We've changed him up a fair bit, too. But more on that later. Once he actually unlocks the abilities. I mean, his first two are... Well, the first thing you'll notice is the mount's been removed. So that's a change. It's obvious from the start. And then we've given him a leadership at level 1 instead. And he still has his flood. So those are his starting powers. Eristor doing his building level up thing. Level 2 barracks now. Oh, here we go. Here's a new unit for Lorien.
Oh, there they are, yeah.
New Lorien Elite Pikes. Galathrim Pikes. Looking pretty swanky. Model done by Tiberium. I think it's, well, retexturing anyways. The model is done by somebody else, and he retextured it to look like Lorien. So, did a pretty solid job, too, I think. And this is their ability, Sylvan Spear Wall. It's pretty strong. He's not making any Mirkwood units at the moment. Well, we do have some harassment happening, like I mentioned. But here's a good example of, you know, it's so close to the base that you can just get some units down really easily. Elrond's just gonna slurp up all that free experience. That's what makes this map really dynamic and fun and fast-paced. Is it's really great for people who like to harass a lot, like really frenetically. Because if you split your attention really well, then the enemy has to really split their attention too. And it's not like on other maps where it's just like you can harass and the enemy can do nothing about it, really. This map he can actually respond in kind, so makes it really back and forth, fast-paced gameplay. Here we have some Galathrim bowmen hanging out in the trees.
Imladris got the vets of the Last Alliance.
Oh, looking all golden. Now we've changed them massively. You will have noticed basically on the library. This is the other change to the library. Apart from Aristor's upgrades, you can get 4 upgrades on the library now, and those are what unlock the lore masters, or sorry, the veterans' abilities. And then in addition, we went with the task system idea for them, right? Level them up.
Well, we didn't implement that yet, so don't.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about it, but we've got a big idea planned to change how the veterans level up. I think right now they can still go to level 20, right?
They can.
Yeah. I think that'll probably be cut for the final version, but yeah, basically you get each of these upgrades, and they unlock each of these special abilities. Because the idea behind the veterans is that they've basically been each troop type at some point in the past. They've been mounted, they've been spearmen, they've been archers, and they've been swordsmen. So they'd be skilled in all types of warfare. That's the concept behind them. But they still got their experience of ages, which I think is unchanged. It's just an experience bonus for...
It now also has a passive effect.
Oh yeah, and you can activate it for a greater one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It still conceptually is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, conceptually it's the same. It's just slightly changed.
Yeah. Big battle on the bridge. Oh, Tiber's got Glorfindel. Sorry, no, Sawman has Glorfindel. I was right the first time. But Tiber has Bjornix, so he wins. I mean, what?
Terrible.
Lorien making use of their powerful pike units. Lackey of Sauron. That was a Halberad quote, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, a Twins quote.
Yeah, it's the Twins. Twins are weak. The Twins have some changes, too.
Yep. I actually kind of just noticed they were on the field, so. Arwen's here as well. We didn't really change Arwen very much, to my knowledge.
I mean, we changed her.
We made Arwen's purity much better. It actually does something now. That's unchanged.
It's the last 2 abilities that have the big changes.
Bearer of Evenstar. We did we change that?
Yes, we did. She used to have a Wind Rider, horse.
Oh yeah, that's right. And basically, I think we just moved it from the spellbook to be a power on her now, right?
Yeah, we gave spellbook power, and that power is just something on her.
Yes. And then her level 10, we got rid of the stupid Noldor banner garbage and gave her a similar ability to Hama of Rohan or the Witch King of Angmar. And,
well, more similar to Hama because it's a temporary.
Yeah, and basically, you just depending on who you use it on, it will buff both of them, to my knowledge.
Yep.
And then there's Elrond. Well, has Elrond leveled up? No, nothing to talk about with him yet. Where's the twins? Those are twins. We'll go over the twins now, because they've been changed a little bit, but it's not huge. So, critical hit. As far as I know, one changed.
Where are they? Yeah. Critical hit used to be a chance they attack, they like extra damage, and using the ability would increase that chance.
Oh yeah, and now it's just straight damage.
It's straight damage and
a little bit of reflection.
Yeah.
And deception I think, unchanged.
Yeah, Deception is more or less unchanged.
And Noldoran armor, instead of choosing between the clearly worse path of the Rangers or whatever and the clearly better armor, we just got rid of that and made it armor.
Yeah, though, for the summon for Gondor, Grey Cup have the cloaks and stuff.
Yeah, so they're not gone from the
that.
game. They're just, you know, they're gone from Imladris because they're supposed to be warriors. They're not supposed to be freaking Rangers in this faction. Blade Prison actually works now. We fixed that.
Blade Prison used to take like 15 seconds, but actually activated it.
Yeah, basically it would cast on where the hero you were casting it on used to be, not where they currently are, and we just fixed it. So, but apart from that, you can see the stats there, and then the level 10 is a little bit funny right now. It's got to be if you see it in combat, it's not the final form of it, but basically it's supposed to be them jumping around slicing people, and it kind of looks like they shoot copies of themselves at the moment, but you'll see it when we come to it. It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah. It's like combining Legolas Arrowwind with Gimli's Leap is supposed to be sort of the context of that ability. Now, Imladris' Glorfindel is completely different from Arnor's, which you saw in Monday's video. Like, completely different. He's more of a, if I'm not mistaken, he's more of a AoE slayer, whereas whereas Arnor's is more of a tank. So Arnor's can just like survive for days, but this one,
Gildor just got wrecked.
oh, poor Gildor. He got shown who the real archers of Middle-earth are.
A lot of heroes in this battle. Considering that
Galadriel's here.
Haldir, Legolas, Galadriel. Yeah, so we'll go through things eventually. Oh, and the Hobbit summon, which we also changed. Okay, this is going to be difficult.
Yep, a nice soundbite. Well, we'll just have to. I mean, the Hobbit summon basically comes with Frodo, Sam, Bilbo, and that's it. Frodo, Sam, and Bilbo. And it's just old Bilbo because we wanted to get him in the mod somewhere. So
yeah.
And there's Luthien. Probably gonna get me a copyright strike.
That's not Luthien. The Minstrels.
Oh right, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, probably gonna get me a copyright strike, but it'll be worth it. I mean, this video is not monetized anyways, so screw it. If it's monetized, it's because of the copyright. It's not because of my desire to monetize the video. It's something I have no control over. Oh man, Lorien's killing the hobbits. This is not how it was meant to be. Galadriel, that's Frodo, no! What have you done? She gave in to the desire for the ring. Looks like Tiber's on the back foot now. But the minstrels are here, and they are powerful. But yeah, we can go back to going over Imladris. I was on Glorfindel, so... his abilities are similar in nature to the Arnor one, but they're different in effect. So he's got a cavalry leadership, which will be for the new Imladris cavalry unit, which I think we're adding, Pathfinders.
No, wait, no.
Or are those infantry unit?
That's a holdover for Arnor. I just
oh, okay.
Ignore that.
Okay, well, it's gonna be a cavalry leadership only. So.
Yeah.
And then blinding blast is just it's an explosion effect basically. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll see it when it comes. You'll definitely see it later. And Power of Varda, that's another one that's really hard to explain, but it's basically a really powerful army killer, and you will see it later. All right, here's Legolas.
Running at the end.
He's pretty much unchanged. We just turned Hawkstrike back to vanilla. That's pretty much the only change to him, as far as I know.
Yeah, everything else. Oh no, it gives damage instead of armor.
Oh right, yeah. Because it's kind of weird that Elven Eye gives the armor, and I think we put the armor on Knife Fighter. Yeah.
Well, Knife Fighter always gave armor. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And we've got to. I'm not sure if we did do it yet, but we've got to fix it so they can't be used in tandem.
I'm pretty sure they can, but we'll see.
I mean, basically, it says you can, but if you use Elven Eye and then use Blade Mastery, you get the effects of both. That's the vanilla Edain, what you can do. Oh, the Eagles are coming. Now, the Eagles, as far as I know, are only on Lorien now.
No, that was Ratcaster summoned that eagle.
Oh, right. Okay, so they're only on Gondor then. Right?
I'm pretty sure Lorien has it. I just Radagast.
Well, it might be
Also,
it might be just Gondor, it might be Lorien and Gondor. We'll see once they get more spell powers. This is a huge battle. Another thing you'll note, you changed the minstrels now, right?
The minstrels are different, yeah.
Yeah, so they no longer grant complete immunity to trample, as you can see by all of that army being knocked back by the wind. Which is because, you know, it's blatantly overpowered that you can make your entire army immune to knockback. So, oh, here's Tario. Tario's permanent now. But, again, more on that later. There's still a lot of stuff to come for Lorien. Lorien is the least changed faction. That's why we've been focusing on Imladris so much. Lackey of Sauron. Oh, there's Glorfindel, looking glorious in silver. And the Lorien army running away because they know what's about to happen to them. Oh, they didn't run away far enough, though. Here we go. Kablooey! It's kind of like a weaker word of power, basically. A much weaker word of power. That's a level 7, after all.
Uh-huh.
Death is approaching. Haldir chilling out in the back. We've changed him a reasonable amount. Golden Arrow is not nearly as broken anymore, for one thing. It turns out it had 2 stuns tied to it. The initial, and then it caused like a cloud break effect too, a localized cloud break effect in addition to the initial stun. So it could stun through fear resistance. It was just freaking, it was dumb. Here's a new Lorien spell power, summoning a tower. Pretty neat. Comes with 3 archers on it, as you can see. And then, Leader of the Glathrim is unchanged. March Warden's Guidance is changed. It gives you arrow resistance and is a heal.
It also gives stealth.
Yeah, and the stealth is still there. We just made it better, rather than just stealth. I've forgotten what that horn means.
Or is recruitment speed bonus.
Right, from Aristor. So yeah, Sawman's recruiting units faster at the moment. And then his level 10 now is, it's actually a permanent unit summon. You can summon a heroic battalion called Haldir's March Wardens. And if you get them in the Karis Galvans, you got a pretty scary force on the battlefield.
Yep.
Let's see, what else is there? I suppose we can look at Elrond. He's leveled up a bit. So he's still got, here's a new ability, the Banner of the Noldor. He's sticking in the ground. It's destroyable, but it gives the bonuses you can read there. Just pause the game and read it. Restoration, unchanged. And Vilya's Wrath, we've changed it so that instead of kind of like, instead of like drawing them in and crushing them down, it sends people flying. It throws them away. It's kind of more like, it's more similar to his tornado power, but it's not nearly as overpowered as that. But it's more like that and just centered on him, essentially.
Did you talk about how we changed his leadership and his flood a bit?
I don't think I did because I didn't remember. So go nuts.
Okay, so I mean his leadership's now level 1.
Well, I did talk about that.
Okay.
And I hovered over it so people can pause it and read it if they want.
Okay, well yeah, I mean it's a leadership. It's not that special.
Yeah.
And his flood is also different. At level 10, it will summon even more horses.
Yeah, and you can clearly see it's in the description now of when it gets better at each level. So gains an additional flood horse at 3, 5, 7, and 3 additional flood horses at level 10. So for a maximum of 7. Basically brings it back up to vanilla flood levels. Like vanilla flood power levels. I mean vanilla, like Biff Me 2 vanilla.
I mean, don't expect it to annihilate an entire base. But,
yes, it's not that strong, but in terms of the number of horses, that's how many horses there are.
Yeah.
Where's Círdan?
Círdan, he didn't buy.
Oh, yeah, here's Arwen. He beaconed her.
Yep.
Not really sure why. Probably just for the powers, but I already talked about those, so. Where is Círdan? I know he has Círdan.
He doesn't have Kyodan.
Oh, he did a minute ago.
No,
Oh, he must have died. He must not have revived him.
Yeah, he died. He's just revived.
Rip. Ooh, there's Treebeard in the Ents.
Oh, that's quick beams. But
yeah, quick beam making stuff recruit faster. So Treebeard's pretty cool now. He's about to come out, so we can go over him. Treebeard is now a full-fledged hero. He keeps his levels. He comes at level 1, and you've got to level him up, and he's got a full roster of powers. Shepherd of the Forest, I think, is only slightly changed, if it's changed at all. But there's the stats. You can pause it and read them. Huon Forest. It's basically it's a AoE poison effect, as far as I know, and it also heals. It heals and camouflages Ents, so you can sneak some Ents into the enemy base potentially. A fine hit. That's only available on Rock Throw mode. If he's on melee mode, then it's a Stomp attack, and basically it's just a directed damage attack. And then there's Guardians of Fangborn, and it summons some melee Ents to the battlefield.
Yep.
Oh, there's the golden arrow, and there's Imladris not giving a fuck because they've got so much fear resistance at this point. I guess it's the white arrow now. He's got Gifts of Galadriel.
Yeah, with Galadriel.
Speaking of Galadriel, she's got some changes, doesn't she?
Yeah. But before that, how about we talk about considering that,
Oh, talk about Bombadil? I'm always for talking
Bombadil.
about Bombadil. Bombadil is scary now.
Yeah. Bombadil used to die really quickly when trampling anything. That's not the case anymore.
Bombadil is now more like Bombadil from Vanilla Bit Me Too. He's actually a powerful force on the battlefield. He can get a lot done. But as you can see, if you focus him with stuff or if you trample through pikes with him, he will die.
I've never actually seen him die that fast. Lorien is pretty strong.
Yep, Lorien is pretty strong.
But you should see Bombadil against Mordor.
Bombadil against Mordor is... it's fun. Let's just say that. It's also pretty fun against Rohan and Angmar if you get it early to mid game. Oh, the Eagles are coming.
Yeah, see, Lorien still got the Eagles.
Ah, with that soundbite too. So good. The hobbits are throwing their rocks! I think this battle is going more in Tiberium's favor at the moment just because of the archers. I feel like we might see some level 10 Glorfindel before long.
What are our Sauce heroes? I can't see them.
Oh, Círdan got revived. I think his heroes might have died.
No,
oh, no, not dead.
No, he doesn't. Not yet. I guess they were standing inside the...
Yeah.
In
Alright, well, here's
Círdan.
Here's Círdan, but here comes Glorfindel level 9. Almost there. I'm not going to talk about Círdan. I'm just going to hover over each ability. So pause the game and read them. We've changed, as far as I know, most of them. So.
Okay, well, Círdan, most of his changes are also from...
It ain't 4.5. But we have one of our own, too, which is the Patrol of the Havens.
Yeah.
Oh, Galadriel died. I really thought that battle was going in Tiber's favor, but I guess he took more losses than he was comfortable with. Pretty damn even game so far. Glorfindel's real close to level 10. That's when the memes are going to start. No, it's not that powerful, but it's really good. It's a pretty cool power, too.
It used to be a lot more powerful, but we can make sure that it doesn't completely end a faction.
It used to end factions. We can tell you a few stories. We're not going to, because then you'd probably think of us as joke developers. But it used to be pretty great.
Yeah.
It's still good. It's still solid. I'd say it rivals Word of Power, as it's supposed to.
No, Word of Power's better, I think now.
Word of Power is extremely strong. There's no denying it. Anything else? I mean, Tauriel just has her full roster of abilities, so again, I'll just hover over each of them, and you can just pause the game and read them. She's a solid hero. I'm again going to stress, there's a lot of changes yet forthcoming for Lorien. There's like a lot of changes coming, so they are the least complete faction of any of our factions right now. They're only like 30% complete, if that. So
Yeah.
There's still a lot of stuff to be done. Good. Right now, they're actually they're reasonably unbalanced because of the amount of stuff they can get.
We could also talk about the Star of Valendio with the boat.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll talk about that when it gets here.
I know, but I think that you might as well talk about him now, because considering how many powers are about to go off.
That's true. Well, yeah, he's got the White Council as well, so I'm going to talk about that first. This replaces the Last Alliance, and basically it just summons the White Council. You already have Elrond, so it only needs to summon Saruman, Galadriel, Radagast, and Gandalf. And it's just really powerful, because you've got 4 extremely powerful heroes being summoned. So
yeah, they all have unique abilities for this form, by the way.
Yep. Unique abilities inspired by their lore and their abilities in the game. So, and
Yeah.
they're not all complete abilities. Like Saruman still has Fireball, right?
Oh yeah, he still has Fireball, but most of them.
All of them have a unique. All of them have a unique Blade Master effect, which buffs themselves, and then all of them, or sorry, 3 of them have abilities that can damage the enemy. Radagast still has his heal, and Galadriel has a unit buff. But yeah, you can talk about the boat, because I've forgotten the exact stats of that.
Okay, so we fixed I'm not entirely intentional or not, but the boat used to like not let you control your units if the enemy stood under it.
Yeah.
We fixed that.
Well, it let the enemy not control their units under the boat.
Yeah. And we also made it that the damage reduction is less.
Yeah, and the healing rate is a little bit less too, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Basically, it's still really powerful, but it's not just summon this and be unkillable.
Yeah.
And I think we also fixed Galadriel's in the vein of unkillable. I think we fixed her invulnerability to go off a bit faster, didn't we?
We might have. I can't.
I know that it's on the cards. I can't remember if it's in this version, but I know we are going to do that. Because right now it takes, like, no joke, about 20 seconds for that stupid glowing orb of light to fly up into the sky and actually start the invulnerability, so... Both of them just mustering forces at the moment. Oh, Tiber's getting really leveled up, though. Look at all the level 5 units he's got. Level 9 Karis Galathons. That's spooky. That's really spooky. Level 8 Karis
has level
Galathons.
10 Linden Guardians.
Seems like he's been losing his veterans, though, so he hasn't got them leveled up. We can hover over the veterans' abilities for you now and show them to you. So there's a Sword Mastery, which gives more damage and resources for kills for 30 seconds. There's Pike Mastery, which is more armor, and they decelerate cavalry faster. They don't actually get pikes. These are just abilities that are... They just take inspiration from the weapon, basically. Bow Mastery. This time they do swap to using bow, and they knock back enemies when they shoot, which is pretty damn good. And then Mounted Mastery, which is a speed bonus, a damage, and resistance to arrow bonus. And these abilities are mutually exclusive. You can't use them all at the same time. Gotta use them one at a time. So, whatever situation calls, the veterans have an answer.
Meanwhile, Taco is using Orphan at the bottom of the map to run around.
Oh, he's scouting with his scout hero. Imagine that. And meanwhile, Aristor's guards are just trolling him hard. Oh, and Sawman's got fully developed his base, too. Looking pretty sweet. Yeah. Pretty swanky. Pretty damn swanky. There's Dead Orphan. He was probably killing him for command points. You can't decommission heroes. There's no way to add that in. So if you need to kill a hero for command points, or you need to get rid of a hero for command points, there's only one way to do it, sadly.
Well, you can shoot it with catapults, I guess.
I guess. But that's a lot of effort. I think Glorfindel's still level 9. Yeah, he's level 9.5. I think most of Sawman's other heroes are level 10 at this point. Oh, looks like they're moving to a battle at the ford. Sawman must have seen it coming. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Sawman has the White Council, and Tiber has the boat. So, that's a pretty strong power match in terms of the spellbook powers. I think the boat's a little stronger, though. Look at those archers on both sides. This is an elven battle indeed. Oh. What was that?
That was Galadriel.
Ah. I forgot that we gave her an AoE killing power. We're going to have to go over that. But I did hover over all her abilities earlier, so most of the audience probably saw that coming.
Oh, Glorfindel's level 10. It's only a matter of time now.
Yep. Those archers might be about to take some losses. The Galadriel archers. Luthien is, helping. Lack of Sauron. So, yeah, Twins got focused by Lorien archers, which is not something you ever want to do. Oh, that's a weird place to use Glorfindel, but there's Glorfindel's level 10. And each of those bursts of light has a big AoE on it against units, and it does a lot of damage. You can wreck people with that power if you use it on their army. Oh, there's dead Galadriel, I think. Or Arwen. No, yeah, Arwen. Must have been. Sawman trying to get Glorfindel in position. Here we go. Kablooey.
Glorfindel died, but...
He didn't really do a lot of damage either. You gotta be really in the center of the army for that to work. That was a decisive loss for Sawman. That was bad. I don't know why he used that on... That level 10 on...
his own army?
Yeah, he should have used it on those archers. There's the banner of the Noldor. Looking pretty great. And as you can see, it's got a health bar, so it can be destroyed by the enemy. And then it just...
there it goes.
Yeah, ran out of time. He kept all his heroic units alive. Well, sorry, he kept his Linden Guardians alive.
Yeah.
Sawman loves those heroic archers.
Yeah, he's been keeping them on.
He's pretty good at that. Alrighty, so what were we going to talk about? Well, the boat didn't go off, and neither did the White Council, so...
Well, that's unfortunate.
Where's Galadriel? He has Círdan, too. Let's talk about Círdan. So his first ability is a leadership for himself.
What? What? No, it's a leadership. Actually, and the fact his first ability is the only one that doesn't change at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's 100% exactly. Oh no, we did change one thing. Círdan no longer passed because he was one.
You cut out. No, he no longer what?
He no longer gives fear resistance because he was one of the first heroes in the game to give fear resistance. Like, he's pretty cheap.
Yeah, he is reasonably cheap, so he doesn't have that. And then the rest of his abilities we did change, right?
Uh-huh.
So Silver Blade is a attack speed and experience gain bonus, and becomes better when level 10.
Wait, what are we talking about? What hero?
Or sorry, Celeborn, the other sea hero.
You said Círdan.
I know.
Wait.
I messed it up. So Celeborn, I know we haven't changed him too much.
Yeah, Celeborn is basically unchanged. His passive is the only one that's unchanged. I mean, that is changed.
Yeah. Which is like I said, it's a leadership for himself. That's why I was so confused. Oh, there's old Tom Bombadil, sending people flying.
You are not the only.
And there's the boat.
Boat and the White Council and Bombadil and.
Unfortunately, the sound bites have merged.
Yeah.
So you can't hear them both perfectly, but they both have excellent sound bites. Actually, sounded pretty cool when they were merged. Gandalf wasting his AoE. Tom Bombadil and the White Council. Every Lord of the Ring fan's wet dream in terms of power levels. Gandalf smacking down Grimbeorn. So I'll just try to quickly hover over each of the White Council's abilities, and you can pause the game and read them. I'm not going to describe them all because that would take too long. Oh, break the spell was only there for a second, but as far as I know, that's just his heal. So
yeah,
that was the least important one. And as you can see, the bolt ran out a lot faster, too. So it's important to use it at the key moment of the battle, rather than just use it and win.
Yeah, there was some
here is what's left of the Lore Masters. They're a new summon for Imladris now, and they're a pretty damn powerful summon at that. Oh, here's the Valar.
Yeah.
Lots of crazy stuff going on. But yeah, they're basically just, they're powerful elite ranged units now. And the Mirkwood summoned right to the right of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think there's really anything else much left to talk about at this point.
Oh, no, and Imladris just used their other tier for it.
That's the Flood, right?
No.
Oh, no, yeah. It's Sunflare. Do you even Sunflare? Oh, combined with Glorfindel, that looks magnificent.
So much light, Jesus.
That's how you melt an army right there. You can see properly what this ability does when he uses it on an army. All you have to do is look at the number of corpses on the ground to understand what just happened there. Oh, man. And he's got level 11 veterans. Oh, that's pretty spooky.
That's very, very scary.
But Tiber also has 3 level 10 Garrus Galathons, which is equally pretty damn spooky. That was a heck of a comeback for Saw. Man.
Yep.
Still in this. All right, so I guess we can properly talk about Círdan, since I don't have them mixed up anymore. Celeborn, apart from his first ability, is unchanged. I think we might have messed with the stats a little bit here and there, but for the most part, his abilities all remain unchanged. So
basically, yep.
But yeah, Círdan. So he's got a passive that can be activated to be a much more powerful leadership. Yeah. But then while it recharges, the passive is inactive. So that's
that's exactly the same. Dane Vanilla.
Yeah.
With the exception of he doesn't get fears anymore.
Yes, as as Haman was saying earlier. Sorry, I'm kind of a mess right now. I just woke up like an hour ago, so forgive my frequent flubs. But yeah, and then the next one is Lord of the Havens, which is just the same thing. It just buffs the tower, the Linen Tower. We didn't touch that ability because there's no need to.
Well, yes, technically we did. If you look on the modding unit forums. Some of these abilities are based off what the Dane has planned.
Yeah, a Dane 4.5, but I mean, it's still, essentially, it just buffs the tower. Again, some of the stats might be changed in a minor fashion, but nothing major. That's why I said it's basically unchanged. Patrol of Mithlon, that's a completely new power. I don't even think the Dane team, I think that's just us.
That's us.
And it basically just summons a couple of Mithlon sentries. So it's a decent summon for early game, and if you quickly need some pikes to cover yourself from a cav charge, it can help there too. Master Craftsman, that's an Adane 4.5 power, as is Craftsmanship of the Havens. Both of those are just straight from Adane 4.5. So I'm just hovering over them. You can.
Ship is a 4.5 power. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craftsmanship of the Havens also is, but it's a different name in 4.5, I think.
Yeah, well, we gave them our own names and put our own spin on things, but this is why we're waiting until Adane 4.5 comes out before we properly release, because we have taken some stuff from the future version.
Yeah, and so these abilities were released on Modding Union, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Not just to the beta testers, they're in a Círdan showcase thingy that they did in the news section, so. At least as far as I know, unless they've taken it down. Then we might be in trouble.
I looked it up.
I looked it up! Sawman with 1,650 command points. And Tiber with 1,740. Slight edge in command points to Tiber. But, Veterans of the Last Alliance. Enough said. But that's pretty much all the heroes. I can't really think of another one to talk about. I guess we could go over Tariel in more detail if he still has her. She's just... I don't really think we've changed her that much. Healing Maiden. Oh, yeah, that's an Athelos ability. Lethal Arrow. Just single target damage. Sharpshooter Ambush. Summons some... I think those archers are invincible, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah. Oh, and here come the Architects of Imladris. These are, as I was saying earlier, this is your other method of leveling up your buildings, and they are available a bit sooner than Erisdor is. And you can see they don't cost any command points. So you can just grab them, and they'll give the building experience essentially, and they'll also level it up. So he's going to use them up here on the siege works, I think. So you'll be able to see their effect in a second. I'll keep my eye on it. Can you think of anything else that we should cover, Haman?
I'm looking through stuff right now.
All right, I'll just keep an eye on these architects. So they're about to go into this siege works. And the unit itself disappears when it goes in and gives you a little bit of money. And levels up the building.
Money. 6. We suppose it is
5 or 6, yeah. And it also gives the building a permanent armor buff of 15%. So if you use that on all your barracks, they're a little tankier. So basically, we gave them that just so there is a reason to get them once your barracks hit level 3, if you want to really maximize your potential.
Well, we get to talk about how we changed the Imladris catapult a bit.
I was just thinking of that. We just made it better, basically.
I mean, the blinding shot is now a damage upgrade instead of a stunning switch.
It's like fire. It's like fire stones, basically.
Yeah.
It's like magical fire stones. It's crystal fire stones, and it just makes their damage better. I think that's pretty much all there is. I mean, apart from spellbook powers. That's all there is really to talk about. Here's the Foresight. That's a new power, I think, again from 4.5, which just reveals the whole map for a short time, very short time. It's like 5 seconds. So that's essentially Imladris' scouting power. You just pop that, and you can see what your enemy is and what they're doing for a brief time. Yeah, there's Lorien's Eagle Summon, and Radagast, and Elbreth Cofonial, mostly all unchanged. Tower reinforcements from Mirkwood obviously no longer summons Tauriel. I think that goes without saying.
We also might change the power later. More on that.
I mean, yeah. We can't talk about that right now, but we're potentially going to be changing it to go in line with some big changes coming to Lorien. Elven Mist, as I said earlier, heals allies over time as well as camouflaging them. There's the actual changes to the boat. There's the stats, so you can read that. Star of Arendelle. I'm pretty sure we did nerf the healing effect slightly. That's the only stat that isn't listed, but it's basically, it is still a very rapid heal. Ooh, level 10 quick beam. Well, he comes out of level 10, so.
He comes out, yeah.
Rip. Oh, did he lose Treebeard?
I think he did.
That's sad. Both armies looking damn golden and glorious. No, I think he just used the Huon Forest. Did he? Oh no, he didn't have Treebeard, so he couldn't have. What's that?
Yeah, he doesn't have Treebeard.
What is that rumbling noise?
Rumbling noise? I don't hear that.
Oh, it's the Endmoot building. That's got a really cool sound bite that I never noticed before. Zoom in on the Endmoot and listen.
That sound, yeah, the rocks coming up. Okay, that's what you're hearing.
It's a rumbling sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of them have pretty much reached their peak at this point. So it's just going to be who defeats the other more decisively, basically. Oh, level 10 Gildor is here. Sawman wins.
Easy.
Well, yeah, he's level 10, so I can quickly show you all the abilities. I'm just going to hover over them, and you can see what their ultimate form gets in terms of stats. And Scout Reports is a little better, too. Arrow Volley. The Lorien Arrow Volley is extremely powerful, better than any other Arrow Volley in the game. Because it's Lorien, so obviously. Hobbits! More hobbits! The blinding shot going in, kablooey. As said, it no longer stuns units, although that wouldn't do anything to level 10 Karascalathons anyways, or level 5 Galathrun for that matter.
And the invulnerability, so...
Let's see, has it gone off yet?
Yeah, it's gone off, but not taking damage.
Kind of hard to tell. Like, the effect is, like, it's weird. The invulnerability effect on the units is still delayed. They don't have the flashing golden effect around them to show they're invulnerable yet. But we did fix it anyways. We made it go off quicker, so it's actually somewhat useful now. Whereas before, you could practically kill Galadriel before she could finish casting it. No! Oh, I should mention, since Samwise is hanging out in the back there, he's got for Frodo and the frying pan.
The frying pan, yes.
Just like his ring hero form. This is a hell of a battle. Jesus. Oh, those are level 20 veterans. Those units are pretty fun, pretty damn hilarious in terms of the amount of health they have. Oh, but he's gonna lose them. They're going down. He's only got one man left in the battalion.
Yeah, that one's going down.
Oh, but Glorfindel coming in with the save, but will it be enough? No, it will not. Oh, Grimbeorn died. Ugh. Did we talk about him? We changed his abilities, too.
We did.
I don't remember if we talked about him, like, completely.
Don't think we did.
Ah, well, if when Tybur revives him, we'll talk about him. Again, another really Pyrrhic battle, where both sides lose a lot.
And Mage wins.
But Tom Bombadil and the Mage Lords are, yeah, they're swinging it. I'm not sure Tybur's going to get anything out.
Tom's having a few issues.
Hold Tom Bombadil. Yeah, we haven't changed his abilities. He's still got basically just the teleport and the Sonic Song. Just waiting for the White Council to go off again, but I guess it's not recharged yet. So that was a decisive victory for Sawman. Decisive victory. Looks like Tybur is preparing emergency Mirkwood reinforcements. All the Lorien elves are dead. We've got to start pulling from Mirkwood. I think the catapults helped him a lot in that battle because they actually do pretty good damage to units. Oh, there's Legolas using Arrowwind though, and oh my God, he just killed all of Sawman's archers with Legolas, literally all of them. That's pretty crazy. I think Tybur is still gonna win this battle, just barely. Oh, well, there went, yeah, the twins and Glorfindel. So there's the twins' new level 10. Like I said, it's not gonna look like that when it's done. It's gonna look like they jump and then they jump to somebody else and then they jump to somebody else and all over the place like that. That's just a temporary thing we implemented as sort of a proof of concept type of deal. Oh, Haldir just got wrecked.
No.
Tybur's still still got all his Karascalathons, and I think those are the March Wardens, and he's still got most of them as well from Haldir. So it looks like one of them got caught by Sawman's heroes. Those poor March Wardens. The twins just slicing them up. No, they're gonna get away. So yeah, we can cover the March Wardens. They've got a sword bow swap, more armor on sword mode. They've got an ability that's similar to Unexpected Salvo. You just send a volley of arrows and it debuffs them and does damage. And then there's Rangers of Lorien. For some reason, their levels, oh wait, no, they don't have a level 6. That's right. So yeah, and then there's Rangers of Lorien, which gives them much more damage and more movement speed. That's what he just used to get out of there, that red glowing effect. That's how he ran away from Sawman's heroes. I thought for sure Sawman had that, but I guess Tybur had more stuff than I realized. Let's have a money check. We got 13k for Saw and 20k for Tiber, so fairly close there actually.
Looks like Saw's Tiber's coming back across the river.
Tiber's ready for more, but Sawman's still rebuilding his strength. Sawman might lose his outpost here. Sawman did not build the new outpost that we've implemented for Imladris, but it's also not finished yet, so
yeah,
that's probably why.
Also, yeah, it's not. So.
We're not showing you everything we're changing about the factions. We are showing you the large majority of it, but we're saving some tidbits. And obviously, you know, if you don't watch the video, then you don't know anything, so.
Into the Lorien army.
Oh, that's a Glorfindel.
And Tiber got that just second G-Blade.
Yep, that's Blade of Purity for you. Makes him invulnerable. So, pretty dang useful. It still didn't do a huge amount of damage, though, just because of the armor and the leaderships, so.
Oh, well, and that's a lot of stuff coming off now.
There's the boat sound effect. Glad you got to hear that, because that's probably one of my favorite sound effects for a power now. Oh, and he used Restoration on Glorfindel. Here comes some more. You can see it doing that amount of damage even through. Oh, Grimbjorn's back. We said we were going to talk about him. But I think he's going to die again. Well, he's still got the bear swap, obviously. On human form, he has a ferocious strike, and on bear form, he's got a bite. They're both just target damage. There's the White Council summoning sound effect. Oh, and Sunflare. Jeebums. Jeezums. Everything's going off.
And the White Council.
And Grimbjorn just used his heal, which saved him, really. And it also buffs him. And then Bjorn's Bees, I think we just made it better. It's still kind of a strange ability, but as far as I know, it's just an AoE damage effect.
Yeah, the bees just kind of see. Look at the bees go.
The bees are buffed by leadership. Oh. And then level 10, Nature's Wrath, we made it a lot better. It affects him and nearby Bjornings, and gives them more armor and damage, arrow immunity, and faster movement speed. And they trample enemies even if they're on human form. So pretty cool. I dig that. Another huge Pyrrhic battle, but the White Council really, I think, swinging it this time for Sawman. Because the White Council are no joke.
I think just Saw lost all his actual stuff, so he's just relying on that summon.
Yep. I mean, it's you can rely on that summon though. It's good. Those level 10 Garrus Galathons and Galathron March Wardens are really cleaning house though. They're showing what happens when you get level 10 heroic archers on the field. Saruman's gonna die.
Oh, you're gonna shoot that fire.
Oh, that poor Ent.
At the end?
He just had to fireball an Ent before he went. Ent before he went. There's a melee Ent. Again, that's another thing that the Dane team is adding, and we just added it as well because there's no reason not to. It's just a weaker version of a weaker and cheaper version of the regular Ent. And it's melee only. It can't throw rocks, so it's like a walking battering ram essentially. Basically, that's like it's kind of like comparing mountain trolls to Olokai, basically, between the melee Ents and the regular Ents. That's pretty much the distinction. But yeah, it looks like Tiber's gonna have this one in the bag too. Sawman's not gonna go down without a fight, I don't think, though. Tiber finally taking dominion of the north half of Sawman's side. Oh no, the Linden Tower. No. Bjorning chopping it down. Bjorning still do pretty good building damage, because not really much reason to remove that. I guess I'll quickly look at Galadriel. So basically, her first 3 abilities are unchanged, to my knowledge.
No. So.
Well, Gifts of Lorien is definitely unchanged.
The Gifts of Lorien is unchanged.
And
The
Power of Seer has been pretty much unchanged too, hasn't it?
Power of Seer used to be just a.
Yeah, it's a reveal and it's a fear now.
Yeah, because she used to have a fear and a reveal, and we just combined them into one to give her room for her new ability, the level 3.
Yeah. Presence of the Elf Witch. Just a leadership. Leadership and a debuff. Combined. And then she's also got another new ability, Noldoran Fury, which you've seen go off a few times. It's that bubble explosion thing. It's just an AoE damage ability. And then her invulnerability, we already covered that, so.
Oh, look at the bears.
It's unbearable. The last march of the bears. Oh, they've been Grimbjorned. Here we go.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Well, the veterans don't really care, but the other units, you know. He's just going straight into the base. What are you doing, Tiber? Oh, no, Aerostor!
Oh, bears.
He is indeed getting mauled by bears. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, bees! Not the bees! You know what they say about the bears and the bees?
Oh, stop it.
Screw you, that was a good joke. Ah, the bears have fallen. You know, I never noticed that before, but Grimbjorn does indeed have the bees and the bears. That's actually pretty funny. Unintentionally hilarious. Alright. Looks like we're going to have an Ant Siege. Sawman running out of money. Tiber now up to 30k. Oh, it's Radagast.
Money. I mean, Saw has still 10k. So.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for Radagast, you can't summon his different forms anymore. We just combined them and gave him all the powers on the foot version.
Basically.
Sorry if that triggers you and you love the cart, but...
Yeah, if you missed the sleigh, then I'm sorry.
Too bad. That's... The foot version was the most useful version because it's got Wizard Blast, so... And the Eagle version can just be shot down instantly, and the Sleigh version does fucking nothing, so... You're stuck with just Radagast on foot. Deal with it. Nope. Here comes the Eagle Summon.
What? Yep.
Wait, he didn't lose any of his abilities, so arguably we actually made him better because we gave him all of his abilities on one form. That Eagle's having a really bad time. There we go, it made it. It did it.
I mean, I think... I can't remember. I think he used to have more abilities than that, though.
Nope. He had the heal and the Eagle Summon while on the Eagle, and also a really useless scouting power.
Yeah,
and,
the scouting power, no.
And on the Sleigh, he really didn't have anything, to my knowledge.
I think he had a debuff on the sleigh, like a passive debuff.
And I think he also had the Eagle Summon again, and the scouting power again. And potentially... No, the heal was foot only, so that's why, basically, we stuck with the foot version. Because the foot version can actually attack and not die instantly, even though he only does 149 damage. We still have to fix that.
That number might be wrong.
Well, needless to say, he's not going to do 149 damage. We are going to make it better. Oh, taking down the floodgates. Oh, Radagast got smoked. Litho! Got some sound effects for the Arrow Alley. Imladris doesn't care.
Imladris is Imladris. On Mordor, that'd be useful.
Yeah, on Mordor, it does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Stop it.
Why are you telling me to stop it with the memes? This is you we're talking about.
Oh, but like, you know, you gotta be professional for these things.
You've got to blend professionalism with entertainment, Haman. That's being truly professional.
One bear trying to attack the gate.
Unsuccessfully. It's not a bear. It's a human.
Yeah.
It's a human. Here's the melee ant. He's going to kick it. Oh, he kicked it. He kicked it so good. And the melee ants have stomp. So, a bit of an AoE killer. I think we buffed them as well. They used to die like instantaneously, and we made them better. Still died pretty instantaneously against that many archers, though. Oh, that poor Bjorn. He got bowled over. So Imladris showing their strength, holding between the two wall wells at the gate. Whoa! What was that?
was a Galadriel.
Oh, yeah, that ability gets better when she hits level 10, doesn't it?
No, it does not. That's just always what it is.
Oh, well, maybe I just didn't see the effect clearly before then.
Oh, here comes a Bombadil.
Ding, 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 dong, dong, dong. Oh, that was perfectly placed, too. That knocked everybody flying.
Yeah.
Oh, invulnerability.
Yeah, so Bombadil's not going to do very much against equipable units, unfortunately.
I mean, when
But
you're literally
knock them back,
invulnerable to
you will.
damage. Yeah, basically, if you use the eagles and then the boat, the sound bites sync up, and it's, like, amazing. A lot of elven singing going on at the moment.
So many sound bites.
And all elven singing sound bites.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ent's getting wrecked by the freaking, by the Mage Lords. Fire Mage Lords killed them. We might be about to see some Glorfindel here before long. There goes the twins using theirs. Oh, Elrond's gonna die. That's not good. It's either Elrond or Celeborn. They have the same... When they get low, they say the life of the Eldor is leaving you. Something is just killing the crap out of Tiber right now. Well, I mean, not really, because he's got so much resistance, but...
Yeah, more like everything's just sending him flying.
Yeah. Something would be killing the crap out of him if he didn't have so much resistance. Oh, yeah, there's Elrond. Elrond's way out of position. What are you doing, Elrond? Elrond's chilling with Tom Bombadil. He just healed his eagles.
Worked on the eagle.
That's awesome. Oh.
I guess they can count as heroes.
Glorfindel, here we go.
Combination of Glorfindel and Bombadil is quite powerful.
Combination of
still going in there.
Combination of
Still punching
Glorfindel and Elrond is quite powerful.
Yeah, but Bombadil's got a very special place of knocking back everyone and being the biggest annoyance ever.
And being very hard to kill unless you've got a bunch of
That
pikes
too,
that he can trample into.
Even the pikes, I made it so that even if he tramples pikes, he's got to trample a lot of pikes.
Or really powerful elite pikes like heroic pikes or Lorien elite pikes, which are pretty good at the moment. Potentially a little too
Now
good.
he's chasing after Galadriel. He's really going after Galadriel. Oh, and Hawkstrike hit him. He's still alive.
Ah,
Still going.
Sawman wasted his restoration. He didn't use it on Glorfindel. Nope. There's the hobbits. They have a nice summon soundbite, both them and the Arnor version. That's something that neither of us bothered to mention about the Hobbit summon for Monday's video. We were just like we were so used to it, but it is a new soundbite, obviously. Ah, Sawman pushing him back. He's not out of it yet. Just kind of showing off the power of Imladris right now. No, there's Bilbo.
Oh, and Sam and Frodo.
I love Sam's running animation. Bilbo just has, I'm going on a new adventure, so. Same as the old buff for the, I think he was for Erebor, right?
Erebor, yeah.
Yeah, that's way back. Yeah, Frodo just has the File of Galadriel. No, but Tiber, again, going out with relatively few losses, although I think he finally did lose a couple of his Karis Galathons. In fact, I think he lost all of his Karis Galathons. He still has one of his level 9 March Wardens, though, so that's cool. Here comes another Mirkwood outpost. More unit production. More.
More money, please.
He used the Ent thing, but he didn't summon Treebeard. Interesting. Like the Ent speed increase. I mean, recruitment speed increase. Maybe he just forgot.
Well,
That Imladris gate is not looking so great. You need to get the architects on that, so man. They're right here. Just make a couple of them. They can help you. They can't actually do that. I'm joking. I don't want to spread misinformation. Oof. Elrond just tanked a boulder. You picked the wrong house, fool! Hey, chill, chill! This could be the final battle.
I heard Aristotle say my lady.
My lady. Oh, here comes Elrond's flood in all its glory. Look at that! I think it should go a little further than that. It goes away too quick.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not like it does that much damage.
That's a lot.
It's more disorienting than damaging. Glorfindel is your damager. The veterans getting down and dirty. They should be using the arrow resistance. The mounted mastery. He didn't make any pikes, but the pikes also have an arrow resistance armor ability, basically, to help them in the early game. What have the archers got? You've got the unerring shot, and then...
Oh, jeez.
That was a Galadriel.
The archers weren't changed. Oh, no, they were. The formation was changed a bit.
Yeah. Their formation doesn't make them completely immune to trample anymore. It just makes... Oh, there's Glorfindel. It just makes them so they're much more resistant to trample.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about Glorfindel's ability. Even if it doesn't do all that much damage, if you use it at the right time, it puts everybody on their ass. So your other units can do a lot of damage while they get up. I think that's it for Sawman, though. I think he's run out of stuff. Looks like it looks to me like he's given up, too. He's not really rebuilding anything, so... Tyber's probably going to come and finish him off. I think he's broken Sawman's spirit. Heck of a well-fought game, though, between the two elven factions. Again, I'll stress that Lorien still has a lot of stuff to change. For those of you who think that they're kind of OP right now, you would be right. They are a little bit OP right now, but they've got a lot of changes coming still. So, Imladris is
every faction's OP.
Imladris is pretty damn close to finish though. So that's why I've stopped putting the pre-alpha footage disclaimer at the start, because we're still technically pre-alpha, but we're pretty close to just alpha at this point. So.
Oh, that Bayonet just got hit by a flood. I think he...
Yeah, it killed him. It killed him dead. Oh, Sawman's just about got Aryan Solar Wrath back. That's basically what we renamed Sunflare.
And
Aryan
just shot an arrow at the library?
Yeah, when you put the golden arrow on autocast, it targets buildings. Same as Eowyn and Eomer's spears. It's pretty funny. We should probably fix that. Here it comes. See how much damage it does. I got some Galatham archers selected. Half health them with all those leaderships. So that goes to show you how much damage it can do. Imagine that on basic units, or orcs for that matter. That soundbite just doesn't get old. Kyber did that soundbite, and he did a damn good job of it, too.
Yep.
But that is going to be the end of this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little showcase. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments. We're eager for feedback. And as I say, we are desperately in need of modelers right now, for those of you who have made it to the end of the video. If any of you are a modeler for Bithme 2 or Rise of the Witch King, or if you know somebody who can do it, please put them in contact with us. But yeah, make sure to leave your comments below. Let us know what you think, etc. We're just going to kind of wait for the game to wind down now so we can look at the stats.
Very even game throughout most of it.
Yep.
Their powers really check each other. Just
at the end of the game,
Lorien proved to be in the end.
Yeah, at the end of the game, Lorien's archers overpowered Imladris' weakness to archers. So
yeah,
that's pretty much what happened. And for those of you who are going to say, you know, they didn't harass enough and stuff, you got to remember, hindsight is 20/20, and we can see everything and they can't. So they were probably just playing it safe.
And also, this map, it makes it kind of hard to harass in general.
Yeah, like if you're going to harass on this map, you've got to be really dedicated to it. Last minute Reign of the Valar. Man, look at how up and down it was in the units. Good God. And Tiber definitely gathering the most resources because Lorien.
Imladris was close.
Yeah, Imladris wasn't far behind, but I mean, it's Lorien, so. Sawman with the superior KDR, but that's obvious because the battalions are smaller, so. Yeah, Tiber was making on average about 500 more monies per minute, so.
Monies per minute.
Sawman with the superior strategic skill, and Tiber with the superior tactical skill. But yeah, that pretty much wraps this video up.
Not like the stats matter, but yes.
Yeah, but yeah, that pretty much wraps this video up. So again, please let us know what you think in the comments about our changes and stuff. We are getting fairly close to. I'm not going to give you a date, but we are pretty soon going to be probably entering a beta stage where other people can come and play the mod. So look forward to that. Also, probably going to do some live streams. Again, not going to give you a date, but you can look forward to that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next showcase this Friday, which will be Angmar versus Iron Hills. And yeah, until the next video, stay awesome.
Yeah, see you again.